Hey, it's Nintendo Sony Free 2011, aka MannyWolverine. You guys know the rest intros and outros as always towards this channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Bishu, Brighteon, Rumble, Odyssey, and any other social media platforms that you guys can think of, obviously. Anyways, links to the description box down below if any of you guys want to read any of these things on your own. I'm probably not going to do it today. It's probably going to be tomorrow. It's already almost 10 o'clock on West Coast Pacific time, PST time, where I'm at. So means half of you guys are probably asleep on the East Coast by now. Unless you guys are older than me, or same age. You probably work or something, I don't know, possibly. This is the first one I was going to do a reaction for this. I'm only going to read half of it. These three are the ones I really want to get the most meat and potatoes with, if you will. This is Monster Hunter Rise April, released on April 28th, which is today. I think the time you guys see this will be yesterday. But yeah, I know. No video Thursday. I'll still do on Friday and Saturday so I can make it up to you guys. And as you can tell, you hear League of Legends stuff in the background, so I'm going to be talking about that because it was a fan-made game that got shut down, unfortunately. So, man, it's from Brian, and here we go. This is Capcom. Capcom has dated new version 2.0 Monster Hunter dated for Monster Hunter Rise. Download the new patch on April 28th, which is today, but the time you guys see this is yesterday. The company announced version 2.0 includes Tetsura, Kushala Deor, please saying that right, Dora, Chameleons. I haven't played Monster Hunter like probably a year or two. It's been a while the last time I played it. Well, let's move on. Standard quest hunt exiting. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Oh, existing Apex monster, new weapons and armor, hunter rank cap locked from Nintendo Everything. By the way, I forgot to say that. You guys can read the other part in the bottom. So this also announced a new DLC, Monster Hunter Rise. Players can purchase character edit vouchers. Yeah, vouchers to re-edits. The appearance in the first one is for free. Cool. There will also be a voice option so that the hunters can sound like Fugan and Minoto. That's on top of the new layered armor for your hunter and buddies, gestures, stickers, hairstyles, pet clothing, and more. Hopefully it doesn't come in microtransaction DLC shit, because that's going to be a bitch if that happens. So yeah, so overall thoughts, views, and opinions. Hey, for you hardcore Monster Hunter fans, you guys are going to probably love this update. I'm not a hardcore fan of it. I do like the series. I'm not a hardcore diehard fanboy fan or stan for a series like I would be for, like, I don't know, old school Star Wars and Pokemon and the GTA series and maybe like Jurassic Park and shit. If it was that, then I'd probably be a hardcore stan for it. So, well, yeah, let's get into the second one right here. Unfortunately, you guys love playing League of Legends. I might read the whole meat and potatoes so we'll see because it's a super long ass article. This comes from Karen Patel. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Riot shuts down League of Legends fan game after creators say that Riot tried to blackmail them a couple hours ago. This is super new, but that same guy is probably over a day ago. I always love the beautiful fan art they do, especially for the females. Oh man, just like that KDA group that came out like almost 4 years ago, just looks so damn nice, man. Even though the other one, the Seraphine one I talked about last year, that one was some Uncanny Valley shit, but the rest was cool. And so this is for almost 5 years, League of Legends fans from jform.com. I was going to read from, I think, Otaku or I think PC Gamer had it, but it is what it is. So it says, yeah, almost 5 years, League of Legends fans have been working on Chrono Shift, unlike the Legacy server, which allowed players to restart everything. The ever-evolving 10-year-old version of MOBA, preceding the unofficial server and continued in the wake of WoW Classic, but now Chrono Shift and Fate of the Riots was suddenly reached at the end of the line. Talk to PC Gamer, Riot said, that's the other one I was going to read it from. Riot said that it sent a cease and desist, unfortunately, to its developers. Chrono Shift, after posted a Riot employee exchange on the Reddit earlier this week, post Discord back and forth. Meanwhile, a member, they messed up on the typo. There's supposed to be a period right here, but whatever. A member of the Riot security department named Zed Chrono Shift. Unfortunately, I'm not so excited about your project, and I'm looking for a way to end a mutually acceptable project, said Riot's legal team. So you know they got into deep ass shit, unfortunately. Or hardcore like League of Legends fans, I feel for you big time on that. That sucks. Let's continue. A few lines later, Zed went into clearly strange directions, claiming that the team had an archive of chat channels. Chrono Shift, the team tried to delete it. Zed wanted to say, quote, you obviously did a lot of work with Chrono Shift, but I guarantee your Chrono break might come up. When Chrono Shift developer asked Zed to abolish the, quote, tactics of horror, and Zed demanded that it might have handed over to developers, aka the devs. Chrono Shift website and Riot sources code says, quote, all identifiable information shared with specifics, hopefully I'm saying it right, developers, said that clarified that the stake was the situation's, quote, give me what I'm looking for. We won't proceed a file proceeding, quote, they said they rejected. Wow. So they really didn't give a rat's as they go to court and they were screwed. About Reddit, Chronos shifts that the developers said that Riot was trying to blackmail them despite the team's efforts to keep the project free. Says, quote, we haven't asked for any donations all this time and paid all the costs of the pockets. Chrono Shift that said the developers added that it would have the Chrono Shift does not interact with the live version of LOL League of Legends in any shape, shape, or form. Should have said shape, way, or form. I don't know if that was another typo there. So let's continue. It's not designed to compete with live games. In this statement, PC Gamers, from them, said the Riot said that what had happened was disappointed, quote, disappointed with the purposes of the conversation, unquote, but nevertheless was formally demanding. Chrono Shift developer said, quote, stop developing the project, unquote. So many quotes in this article, holy shit. What's up with JI form, man? It's crazy. Alright, yeah, leaked into the Riot letter, developer said, despite the developers' explicit wishes, Zed also obtained a source code for the games to help Riot's security team understand the exact nature of the project and how it infringed Riot's intellectual property. Fraudulently, it was a standard requirement for all the developers involved in the activity. The scope of the property and other rights and other codes shared or distributed online. Another quote, again. Assload of quotes in this article, I don't know why. In other words, the company has had its own legacy server. It doesn't look like you're planning to use the work for your fan developers for the backbones and speculation on the contrary. Oh, wow, there's even more. My god, this one's long. In the letter, Riot further explained what was forced for the plan of the valuable intellectual property from the act of enabling and encouraging piracy, similar to what Blizzard said when the popular Fun Run is notoriously shut down from the WoW series. Server, I'm going to say this right, Nostalrelius dates back from 2016. Blizzard seems to have been relaxed at a first glance. The server is run by a fan by Lake Elysium and the WoW series. Classic. Oh, it's Kotaku now. Released by Kotaku, said, quote, we asked Riot for the company they couldn't make the fan projects more forgiving. For example, couldn't make a device like Blizzard StarCraft and an arcade multiplayer games with his own Kickstarter, all of unparenthesized. But the company did not respond in time for announcement. Kotaku reached out to Chrono Shift developers who did not reply to publication. Alright, then that's it after this. Yeah, Riot letter finally demanded Alright, promoting projects from sites such as Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. I didn't see anything on here on YouTube, I'm surprised. It also repeated that Zed's request, Chrono Shift's source code, Chrono Shift, the developers haven't responded to Riot's legal requirements, but overall reaction is clearly bitter. It says, quote, this project has always been about preserving the earlier sources of the game, which can no longer experience. It's a time capsule of something old that the people have shown a lot of interest in this to this day, unquote. The developers' rights, Chrono Shift, is now a blank website. Instead of it discussing the future and interest of the type of the project, we have tried to use their work for free and could be considered an attempt to take legal action against us. It was, unquote. We are disappointed with the methods the Riot have chosen to deal with the situation, they said. And that's the link to Kotaku there. And so overall thoughts, views, and opinions. Yeah, it's a shame. It's sad that a lot of fans, I remember when this happened like 2017 or 18, the whole like Metroid Prime Zero, 2, Samus Returns. A lot of people got extremely upset about that. I didn't get super pissed off about it. I was a little sad. I was kind of salty about it, but that's how Nintendo was, and they still are to this day. And that was almost 3.5 years ago. I was a bitch, but these companies, these old school third-party companies, this real big time was like Sons of Microsoft, Sony, and their like studios that they have. They could do whatever they want to the IP. And it's effed up as that is, that's true. But let's get into this one. I'm only going to read bits and pieces. I want to read this last one. That's real cool. There's a golden Wii U's up for sale. That's insane. Because I remember way back in 03 or 04, and I was like, I think middle school, right before high school, there was like 7 different like Nintendo Game Boy Advance SPs. I did this with it. And then like the 7 people that ever had it today, that 24-karat gold freaking Nintendo Game Boy Advance SP Legend of Zelda version. This is when the Minish Cap came out at the time. The lucky bastards, but let's move on. Dreamcast Castlevania project prototypes from Video Game Chronicles. I haven't read from them in a long time. Prototype has been also shared online and is playable. It comes from Chris Scullion. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Scullion? Alright, yeah, Castlevania Resurrection was around 25% complete when it was scrapped. This is the thing, I'm not a hardcore fan of Castlevania, but I did like the old school series from the SNES era and the PS1 era. Those are still cool. I'm not reading this whole thing, I'm only going to read the bits and pieces. So yeah. Castlevania Resurrection was announced at E3 1999 back then. That was barely like 10 at the time. An early build was shown to press behind the closed doors. Konami eventually scrapped the project, however, with the game said to only have 25% of the game complete. Until recently, the only proof of the game existent was a handful of magazines and an IGN preview written in late 1999, but it was seemingly canceled in a short time after this. Now, after 22 years, E3 demo has finally been obtained by hopefully I'm saying this right, Combi Laurent, the owner of Sega Dreamcast Info Preservation Games website. Following a lengthy sale project of an online store and converted to a ROM image that players can see the Dreamcast hardware emulators. Man, this probably would have looked like a real cool ass game, man, honestly. Yeah, so overall thoughts, and opinions. Oh, yeah, before I keep going, I don't know what it is, but for the past 3 or 4 days, I've just been looking at so many like these old theory things. It's kind of like how people make creepypastas from early mid-2010s. Some people still probably do copy pastas and all that, or top 10 videos and this and that. Some of it's probably just fan service. Other of it might be real in real life. Who knows? I've been looking at all these iceberg video shits from like out of anime and games, sort of historian sort of thing, like how Wang, this other dude, Wavy Web Surfer, does. I gotta get big ups to them. Those guys are really, really good with their entertainment, man. I know I'll never have 600-700+ thousand subs like they were, or a million, but they do some real good shit on their freaking content. It's awesome. Gotta get big ups to them. So yeah, I don't know. You know, they've been around since I think 2019 or last year, 2020. It's just been popping up like crazy. I've been watching a lot of it. I think I watched one that had Undertale, another one that had Danganronpa, and then like 2 other ones that had The Simpsons. I think McDonald's, and I think one from Family Guy. I've been binge watching a crap load of those things, man. It's fun. So let's get into the last bit. This one's from Hypebeast. I can't believe they had a 24 karat gold thing of this. This is mind blowing shit, man. I really wish I would have the money for this. So yeah. Queen Elizabeth's 24 karat gold Nintendo Wii for sale. Back in 2009, the interesting put together expensive Nintendo Wii for Queen Elizabeth II. It was big family game titles, if I'm saying that right. Delivered it to Buckingham Palace, and creation for their Majesty was completed a 24 karat gold. 12 years later, the console is now for service. Yeah, before it began, I don't really give a rat's ass about the government and shit like that, and the whole kingdom, and Queen Elizabeth, and Prince Charles, Harry, Meghan Markle, all that bullshit. I don't give a rat's absolute excrement shit about that, because a lot of you already know how I am with it. I'm like, oh, you're putting your tinfoil hat conspiracy theory shit. I don't give a fuck. I'm in the truther movement. That's how I see it. A lot of these people are probably devil worshippers, in my opinion. A lot of them probably worship Satan. And I don't like that. And I came from a Christian background, and I don't really like that shit that they like worshiping the Baphomet and all that. In my personal opinion. But like, you guys can believe that if you want. That's how I believe. You want to believe in the politics shit? Good. I don't give a shit. I'm just talking about because it's game related. Popping up on eBay. Let's continue. The Gilded console is currently owned by a collector that's looking towards, quote, moving with his life, unquote, and selling the parts of his archives. The collector notes that he has 24 karat Wii back in 2017 and has been quiet about it until the producers behind YouTube channels People Make Games. I've never heard of them. I wish I did. So it says, found in 2019, the Ignited Media Frenzy, despite being much more valuable than normal Wii, there is no performance differences with the gold version that comes with a copy of Big Family Games. Price of $300,000+. That's like probably a used car or a house, or a big house. I don't know. Queen Elizabeth II, 24 karat gold Nintendo Wii's up for grabs on eBay. Just for more gaming news and all that. Overall thoughts, it looks super nice. I remember, like I said before, I'll say it again. They did it a few times with other things. I think they might have did it for Secret of Mana back in the day. Now it's something of Mana. I forgot what it was. Trials of Mana now. So I don't know if they do it for that. Maybe another new Legend of Zelda 2, which I know they'll probably do it for Breath of the Wild too. Maybe they'll make a diamond or see-through version of Nintendo Switch Pro 2.0 whenever Breath of the Wild 2 comes out. It's probably going to be next year or after. That's all I got to say for now. I'm out of here. Peace out once again, ladies and gentlemen, bros, and fanboys, fans, talkers, and noise. As soon as see you guys have a night wherever you're out there. Stay tuned for your channel, video game industry news, and news, internet news, on Twitch, YouTube, drama news, reaction videos, and that's it. Peace out, my talk crowd. Let's go by. See you on